Hey everyone, this is BRAINWAVEZ, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to make festival trap in the style of artists like ISOxo. So as usual, this whole project file, along with many other project files from my previous videos, is now available on my Patreon. So let's take a listen and I'll go through everything. So I'm just gonna start with the drums first. Pretty simple, common patterning here. But what I wanted to show you from the drums is how to make this type of resonant type of snare. So if you have any, snare that you like this one cool trick is just to put corpus on it and play with all of these different algorithms of sounds, and it will give you like different textures. But pipe is normally like a good choice for this type of sounds, and then you start like tuning and playing with the decay and the radius until you find something that you like. So that's how I came up with this layering here. And then I did some EQing just because it was a little bit too resonant. And then I layer it with another snare. Like this is like a more, conventional snare, like trappy snare for sure. And both of them together have like a nice sound. Another thing before I continue to the synths is adding amp to some drum fills. Like for example, this breakbeat loop without amp sounds like this, and with amp sounds like this. So it gives it like a nice distortion basically. So yeah, that's like a nice trick. Make those drum fills a little bit more gritty. Yeah. Now let's jump to the synths, and what you're gonna notice in here is first I use Vital on all of these layers, and second, all of these layers, or most of them, are a variation of the first sound. That's something that I usually do. If you have been watching my videos, you know that's like a common thing on my tracks. So that makes it kind of easy, honestly, to make new sounds and make layers, just because you don't have to start from scratch. You can just tweak some knobs and get another result, another sound. With that being said, the first sound that I have in here is this one. You can do this also on Serum, but I sometimes just prefer to use Vital, mostly because Vital has like this harmonic series wavetable that Serum doesn't have, as far as I know. So basically the sound is basic shapes on the first oscillator and harmonic series on the second one. You just play with the levels in here and with the wavetable position of the harmonic series, and then some effects. So I'm just gonna mute everything or disable everything and just start from scratch so you can see basically what I'm doing. I have a lot of automations. Most of them are like on the envelope one, which has this shape, and only one automation is going through the LFO one. So right now is basically just sub bass. Then if we put harmonic series, notice that I have like a little automation in the level coming from envelope one, and I played with this. Sounds like this. Still not much, but we'll get there. Then I have this sample playing white noise, and this is the one that is going to LFO1, giving it more of a top end texture. Subtle, but it's gonna add up eventually. Then we move to our effects, and the first thing that I put is distortion, hard clip mode, drive being modulated by the envelope 1. Yep, now we're getting there. Then some reverb, the reverb throws that you're hearing. It's from the reverb throw rack that I have in here, but there is no reverb still on the sound itself, so I'm just gonna enable reverb on the effects in here. Also modulating the mix and the time, giving a little bit more dimension and, you know, room basically. Then some compression. And that's what's really like putting the sound out there and making it crunchy. Finally, some EQ in here, just cutting a little bit of that resonant peak. And that's for the patch itself. Then I went and did some volume controlling here, just, you know, kind of very subtle, maybe even unnecessary, but I just did this little volume automations at the beginning of some notes. Then I have this EQ, crazy EQ with boosting of the subharmonic mostly, and then dipping on some resonant peaks and cutting the very high end. So, you know, just taming the sound a little bit and then putting another one to control it even further. That's the base sound for the rest of the sounds in this project. Then I have a noise layer, and it's giving it like a lot of energy. I'm just gonna play it without the noise layer, so you can see how much is adding. And with it, sounds like this. So you can tell that it's adding like a lot of energy to the sound. Once again, it's Vital, basic shapes, same envelope. This time I'm automating more things to LFO1 and also LFO2. So let's just go through it. Once again, I start by just a simple sine wave. Something to noting here is that I'm doing the pitch automation just to give it like a lazy resound, and that will be noticeable in a bit, but yeah, that's something to take note on. Then I have this reverb sampling here with the automation of the volume going to LFO1. Distortion, this time is in sidefold mode. The mix is being automated. Then compressor, adding even more distortion, and some EQ. That's for the patch. Then I have amping here, heavy preset, volume around 4 and dry wet around 65. It adds a lot of bass and low mids that I don't need, so I just put an EQ in here just to clean that up and accentuate a little bit of the highs. I'm just gonna continue with this like kind of stumpy sounds. That's the name that I had for the group. Don't judge me. These sounds are pretty much happening on the kicks, and they are really like bringing energy once again to the drop in general. So I have two layers, this and then this. So I'm just gonna go with this one first. Basic shapes, harmonic series once again, played with the wavetable position. Now it's almost all the way down, as you can see. White noise in here, And you can see how this is a variation of the main one. A lot of the same oscillators and a lot of the same effects in here. Just different position of the harmonic series. Playing with this is huge, and you can get like many cool sounds just by playing with the position of the harmonic series wavetable. I don't know where it was, so it's not gonna sound the same anymore, but it was around there, I think. Cool. I think I nailed it, actually. This one also has like a crazy EQ, pretty similar to the main sound. Most of the time I would separate this up from the main sounds. In this case, I just didn't do it. Sounds good anyways. This other layer, the low end is cut. I don't have any sub or anything because this one has already. And the patch itself has, once again, basic shapes, harmonic series, envelope 1. And yeah, you can see how similar it is to the other one. In this one, I don't have the white noise going in the sample section. So that's how those sound together. And then I have my B section, or response, whatever you want to call it, and consists of these two sounds together. So let's check them out. First one. Let's mute all of this. If I'm going fast with these other layers, is because I kind of already explained everything on the first one. And also, if you get the project file, you're able to really go in and dive into the project and take as much time as you want, like, you know, studying what I did. Just going a little bit faster on the sounds just to not make like a super long video. So once again, you know it already. Is basic shapes, harmonic series. This one, the harmonic, like the wavetable position is all the way up and no white noise. Some effects, pretty like exactly the same ones as before. That sounds funny. So yeah, and then some erosion, white noise, crazy EQ again, and another one also just boosting a little bit more on the mids around 1000. My layer sounds like this, slightly pan to the left. Basic shapes, this time not completely a sine wave. I'm making it a little bit more like squarey. As you can see here, I moved the wavetable a little bit, same with the harmonic series. White noise is enabled on this one. A little bit more effects going on, so this filter, for example, making it more like WOP-like type sound. Oh, that's cool also. So yeah, a lot of variations that you can do just with this combo or of basic shapes and harmonic series. Both of them together sounds like this. Another thing that is more like a fill is this crowd noise that is going underneath the response sound. That kind of has the same effect as like this white noise layer. It's just bringing more energy to the track. You can tell how it has more energy once that I enable this background crowd noise. That's for the first half of the drop. Then on the second one, the only thing that I did was just added a couple of layers. So this it's a subtle layer, but it's making everything sounds a little bit fuller. Basic shapes, this time I'm using this wavetable position, harmonic series in here, filtering once again, and I cut the top end of it with this EQ at the end. All of it together sounds like this. As I said, it's a subtle layer, but it adds a little bit more weight to everything. And I did the same thing on the response. Yep, same patch. And yeah, that's the whole drop. This was a pretty fun one to make, honestly. I'm just gonna play it one more time, but thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, leave a comment. Remember that the project file is available on my Patreon right now, so check the link in the description for that. And I hope I see you around.